was a very, very disappointing loss against a team that really I was impressed with, and we knew it was a problem coming in. They were in the championship game of their conference tournament last year, and you, number one, have to credit Southern for their toughness, for them coming out here and really taking it at us on our home floor. Those kids really showed a lot of resolve and toughness. Again, our biggest issue is our defense. I mean, we allowed them to shoot 57% in the first half when, you know, we should be playing our best defense, and really had issues. And so we've just got to get back to teaching real, just simple concepts, because we're struggling when we go to help defensively, rotating down, and them getting second shot putbacks. You know, you got to credit Rogers, number 2. He was phenomenal in the first half, was making some tough shots, but you got to make him put it on the floor after he's made 2 or 3, you know, in our face. But our defense was really what we struggled with, and then also, you know, too many turnovers, 19 turnovers to 8. So when you only have a team that you're guarding and defending with 8 turnovers, there's obviously not a lot of ball pressure. We're not forcing any turnovers on their end, and then we end up with 19 turnovers. And the other key for us offensively in the second half and in the game overall, way too many threes. Half our shots are threes, and we're not even playing against the zone. So just way too many three-pointers attempted. Part of that, though, is dictated by their defense, because they play what is called a pack line defense, where they're really inside in the perimeter. When you're trying to drive, they are switching ball screens and just staying in front of it and flattening out our drives. We didn't get a lot of penetration. We didn't do a good enough job getting Gavin the ball inside. We've got to get Gavin the ball. More touches in the paint. You know, he ended up with 9 attempts, and we've just got to get him more attempts on a night in and night out basis. But again, credit Southern. I mean, they really showed toughness, and that they deserved to win. They you know, I think, what was the biggest lead we had? 1 or was it? We had a 4-point lead. What was the score? 61-57. Yeah, and we had all. You know, I was proud of our comeback after we let it come back. We had that 4-point lead. We took you know, got a bad turnover, a bad shot in the corner, right in front of the bench with a 2-point lead. We had a 2-point lead in front of the bench, 61, and we got to learn time and score. You know, some of our younger players don't understand time and score. You know, the flow of the game. You got to, okay, we got a 2-point lead. We got to grind out a possession and not just put up another shot. Questions?
I think for a lot of folks that came tonight on Monday night, a pretty good crowd here on Monday night. But you know, the script was supposed to be Malik's debut and a big win and a good performance by him. How did you assess Malik's effort to play tonight?
I think his effort was fine. I mean, it just shows that, you know, he was out of practice for 3 weeks. Yesterday was his first practice. I probably, you know, well, we need him to come back. So, you know, we're putting him in. He's ready. But you can't have timing as a basketball player if you haven't been out there 5-on-5 practicing for 3 weeks. So, you know, his timing's going to be off, which is understandable. You know, his foul shooting. This guy is probably a 90% foul shooter for a lifetime of playing basketball, and he's 1 for 6. So, you know, he's you know, disappointed, I'm sure, in number 1 that we lost, but number 2 how he played. But he'll be fine. He's a great competitor and a tough kid, and you know, we need him.
You mentioned those turnovers. Was that more of credit to Southern and their defense, or was that just maybe mistakes?
Yeah, I would say I would credit them quite a bit for it, but also, you know, we've got to make the extra pass. You know, and I thought that at times we're especially at driving, we're trying to force it, and they're helping. We've got to get better at learning how to penetrate, simple fundamentals, penetrate, jump stop, and make a play for somebody else instead of trying to over-penetrate and then force turnovers, lose the ball, run people over, et cetera.
With the defense, is it the same thing you saw against Eastern Washington the first half, and if so, what's happening?
Well, our defense? Yeah. Now, it was different tonight. I just thought that, you know, they out-toughed us to some 50-50 balls. But I also say this, like when they're penetrating, we're rotating, there's too much penetration. We got to be able to flatten out drives better. But when they penetrate, we're rotating. We're not rotating down. We're not getting in front of their big. You know, we're not rotating back far enough. Well, we've got a lot of work to do. I would rather right now, instead of going to Puerto Rico, have 3 days of practice, but that's not what the schedule says. So we've got to get ready to play in a really tough tournament. When what we really need right now, and after these first 2 games, is to have our guys, understand how much better we're going to have to get defensively to have a chance to compete in any of our games coming up. So that's the understanding now. I mean, that's what I told the guys after the game is, hey, playing time is largely going to be dictated here moving forward on who's defending, who's getting the job done defensively, because that going forward is what you control the most as a team, and we got to get better that way.
Southern's coach said that maybe one of the effects of Malik being out of practice was that you kind of figured out what your rotations were with those people on the fly kind of tonight. Did you kind of feel that as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, the rotation's new because he didn't play in the scrimmage, the exhibition game, or our first game. So this is just not only his first game, official game. He hasn't played in the other two, games that didn't count. One was a scrimmage and one was a exhibition. So this was, the first time he's been playing in a game with the rest of his teammates.
Did you see anything that you did like tonight? Is there anything that you?
In terms of Malik, you mean?
No, generally.
Well, I liked our fight to come back. I like the fact that we, kept fighting back and had a chance. I mean, we had the ball with a chance there. We were pressing, we were scrambling around, we were making plays. We had the ball with a chance there. I think it was down 1 or 2 when we missed that shot. I think IJ put up a shot. I can't remember. I think it was IJ that really. But actually, we had a good fight to come back when we're down, and I like that about our guys.
What was different about Gavin in the second half? Whether it was maybe he wasn't getting the ball more, or his mindset. What did you see that was different after?
Well, I don't think it's him as much as that we have to organize our offense better to get him the ball. That we were standing too much, they were switching a lot, and we were kind of dumbfounded by them switching so much. And a lot of teams are going to switch. So you got to get used to that. And we got to have better spacing on the floor. We were standing too much offensively in the second half. First half, we shot 50%. That wasn't the issue. We were down 5 because we couldn't get stops.